Good day friends, how are you all? Now today again I am here to discuss about yourself, right? Basically your target and how to achieve that. Know thyself. Once Socrates said this, know thyself. What was the importance of this statement? This is basically knowing yourself. So do you think that if you have to fight to the outer world, first of all there is a victory required from your inside? Means you have to win yourself. Only then you can win others. Yes or no? Right? So let's understand this. Now we have a control system, that is our brain. It works actively and then it works passively. Now this is very important because if we know how our brain works actively and how our brain works passively, means if we do something or we don't do something, the brain still works. It means it depends on us how we guide our brain. Right? Now, if you are guided by positive thoughts, so what does it mean? It means if you guide yourself by positive thoughts, you will make your efforts positively, right? So this will result in positive efforts, right? Now, the positive efforts will result in positive consequence. Now, what's the meaning of positive consequence? Positive consequence means when you took some action and that action will result to some consequences. So basically the result part, right? Now on the other hand, let's suppose if you think negative, so what we can say that your thoughts are negative. So your efforts will be having negative approach. Right? Now the negative approach will result in negative consequences. Now what do you mean by negative consequences and positive consequences? Basically negative consequences means unwanted. Unwanted results, and positive consequences means required results. Now these things are very important because as first of all you need to know yourself that in which way you are guided or in which way you are motivated, right? So let's suppose if your efforts are positive but still you are having a negative results or negative consequences, so still as your efforts were positive, so the final result basically your thought process, guided by your positive thought process, it will be positive even if the results are unwanted. Are you getting? But here, if you are guided by negative thoughts, your efforts will be having a negative approach, and the result will also be a negative. Now, what do you mean by negativity? Now, as the definition of success is a never-ending race for perfection. So, what we are doing basically, we are trying to approach and we are trying to attain the perfection, right? It means there is something known as ideal situation and something known as practical situation, and there will be a gap between ideal and practical throughout the physical world, right? That's all about science and physics. It means there will be a gap between an idealistic approach and a practical approach. Right? Now, the idealistic approach, we are just trying to tend towards that. Throughout our life, we will try to achieve that idealistic approach with the practical approach. Right? So, as I have already explained, that success is basically a never ending race for perfection. But what will happen if we are not able to make the tremendous efforts which are required to attain our success? Now, what will happen? We will not be able to achieve our target, which is of course the success, right? Now, so if you try to understand the root cause, like what is the root cause? It's all about the control of your brain. As I just gave the example yesterday that Swami Vivekananda, what was something which fascinated him? That he provided the fame, he explored the fame and took India's name at international level. It was just his positive thoughts, right? Now, of course, it happens that despite of having positivity, despite of having positive approach and making positive efforts, sometimes you may not achieve the success. So what shall we do? Shall we leave it? Shall we give up? No. As I have already explained, the definition of success lies between a never-ending race for perfection and you. So you need to guide yourself. You need to motivate yourself towards your goal. Right? Whether you are willing to achieve your success or not. If you are not willing to achieve your success, you will give up. You will not make your efforts just after having one failure. So your life is performing a simple harmonic motion between success and failure, right? And it happens with everyone. It happens with everyone, whether he or she considers or not, right? So ultimate thing is know yourself. If you know yourself, you will make your efforts in knowing yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So what will you do? You will emphasize your strengths. If your thought process is proper, if your brain works proper and you are able to control your brain, you will emphasize your strengths. And then you will work out on your weaknesses. Now this is the most important point in life, because of course we are able to emphasize on our strengths, but how to control our weaknesses, how to work out on that. Working out on something means, let's suppose if you are poor in some subjects, so what will you do? You will leave it. So again the results will be failure. Now on the other hand, what you are supposed to do, you need to work out on those weak portions or weak areas, and then what will you get? You will get your ultimate success. Yes or no? Sooner or later. So it all depends on your thought process, right? So never stop working hard, never stop making your tremendous efforts, and let the world also know your inner strengths, right? If you are guided with positive thoughts, and if you are making your efforts without getting stopped, so now what is required between you and your success? There is only the world, the outer world, which needs to be aware of that yes, there is a successful person among us. Is the point clear? So it's all about your thought process. Now in our next lecture we will be talking more about your interpersonal skills and intrapersonal skills. Till then, thank you. Bye bye.